The Cubs are back in Kansas City for the first time in 7 seasons, and only the 4th time since interleague play began, and it's the return of a World Series hero from 2015, former Royal Ben Zobrist, now in a Cubs uniform. Chicago Cubs baseball from Kauffman Stadium. It's game 1 of a 3-game series against the Royals. Great to have you with us tonight. Jim DeShays and Len Kasper with you as the Cubs continue a string here of 7 in a row against last place clubs, and I'd say a disappointing 2-2 start to this stretch.
Yeah, for sure. 2-2 at home against the last place San Diego Padre Ball Club that had dropped 7 in a row coming into that series at Wrigley. So very disappointing to split that series. Now have to get some business done here in Kansas City against another last place club that's really scuffling. They've only won 15 ball games in their home park. And
they're on a 4-game losing streak going into this series. We had a shot of Ben Zobrist signing autographs. He is a conquering hero here in Kansas City. He's putting together one of the best seasons of his career.
Yeah, it's really been fun to watch. After a down year last year, of course, he had the wrist injury. Things just did not work out well for Zobrist last year, so you'd have to make him a candidate for comeback player of the year. Lately, he's been scorching hot. 444 since the All-Star break. He's now 6th in the National League in batting average. He's 3rd in on-base percentage. Over the last 15 games, Zobrist batting .420 with a couple home runs and 5 doubles.
Couple of World Series rings with KC in 15, with the Cubs in 16. And when we come back, we will preview tonight's pitching matchup from Kansas City.
Brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
We have already run into a lot of Cub fans here in Kansas City, the first of a 3-game series, and coincidental timing, I guess, for Cole Hamels, still a bit in an unfamiliar situation, just his second start as a Cub, but the DH in play, so he's back to pitching as an American leaguer tonight.
Yeah, and he'll face a Kansas City team against which he has enjoyed great success. He has an ERA of 0 for 3 starts in this ballpark. Wednesday at Pittsburgh, really good. 5 innings, 1 run. It was unearned. Had the strikeout pitch working. Bunch of swings and misses on his changeup. Ends up striking out 9 and 5.
And Illinois native right-hander Jacob Junis will pitch for the Royals. He'll face the Cubs for the first time.
He got off to a great start through early June. Had an ERA around 3.6. His last 8 starts, his earned run average just a little bit below 8. He has been giving up a lot of home runs.
All the numbers favor the Cubs. They're 3 over on the road. As JD referenced earlier, the Royals 15 and 37 at home. Cubs and Royals coming up from KC next. Royals acquired Ben Zobrist from Oakland in July of 2015. And he had a huge postseason. In 16 games, hit .303 with an .880 OPS. Then very quickly became a very popular player here in Kansas City. And in fact, his daughter, born shortly after the World Series, her middle name is Royal, which is kind of cool. And you see the fine numbers he put up with KC in the second half of 2015. And yes, he is in the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Let's check it out against right-hander Jacob Junis. Rizzo continues to lead off. Zobrist, Hayward, Baez, 2, 3, 4. The DH is Kyle Schwarber. He hits fifth ahead of the catcher Wilson Contreras. Ian Happ in left field batting seventh. Addison Russell is short, batting eighth. And Albert Almora Jr. ninth in center.
Royals defensively, Alex Gordon, he's the mainstay. He's on left. Whit Merrifield can play all over. He's in center. Rosell Herrera plays right. Dozier at third base. Escobar really good at shortstop. Alberto Mondesi is the second baseman. Drew Butera is the catcher, but he can also play first. So he'll do that tonight. Salvador Perez is behind the plate, one of the best throwing catchers in the game. And the Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for Kansas City tonight is Jacob Junis. He's making his 21st start. He's 6-11 with a 5.12 ERA.
And here are your umpires. That's Mark Ripperger back of the plate. Actually, Doug Eddings is going to be at first, Joe West at second, so they have flip-flopped. And Nick Lentz is over at third. All-time record, Cubs 12-9 against the Royals, 4-5 here in this ballpark.
Jacob Junis, a 25-year-old right-hander, 6'2", 225. He's from the Quad Cities area, went to Rock Falls High School. And he's heavy fastball slider, really leans heavily on those two pitches. He'll mix in the occasional changeup and curveball. As I mentioned earlier, got off to a nice start, 5-5 with a 3.62 through 12 starts. Since then, 1-6 with a 7.84.
Here we go. Junis to Rizzo, and it's a strike. The leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Rizzo gets a hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Anthony came off the bench yesterday, tied that game against the Padres with a pinch hit single in the seventh. He was caught looking on strikes to end the game. It was a bad call by Angel Hernandez. Anthony was, I would say, respectfully upset about the call after the game. And today, as Rizzo swings and misses, Hernandez admitted to Paul Sullivan, who just tweeted it out, "Yep, I got it wrong." One-two is high. Junis throws strikes and he works quickly.
Had his big league debut last year and performed well. He was 9-3, making 16 starts.
Coming way in and leaving his feet to make the catch is Alex Gordon, long known as one of the best left fielders in baseball. And here comes Ben Zobrist.
Second baseman number 18, Ben Zobrist.
Hand for Ben, and a lot of Royals fans.
A lot of people are now realizing that. I don't think a lot of people noticed the PA announcer, and as the ovation swells, he's going to step out, tip his hat, and now just about everybody on their feet. It's a nice moment. And just to go back to your point you made earlier about them naming their daughter Royal, I would only add it's a good thing he didn't get traded to the Giants and have them win the World Series.
Right.
Because That'd be a tough middle name to be hung with.
Blaze Royal Zobrist.
Yeah, that rolls off the tongue.
I thought you were going to say, like, could have given her the middle name of George or something. So it would be a boy after George Brett. No, Royal works whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah. But like Expo, something like that wouldn't play quite as well.
I kind of like that, actually. The 2-1 to Zobrist is a strike. 96 degrees as we get started. The heat index 100. It's hot.
.444 since the All-Star break for Zoe, trailing only Christian Yelich in Major League Baseball.
It's a beautiful ballpark. They underwent a huge renovation about a decade ago. Royals moved into this facility in 1973. Called strike 3. So 2 down here in the Cubs first. And then we'll bring up Jason Hayward. And we'd like to welcome all the Cubs fans streaming NBC Sports Chicago Plus on Sling TV. Hayward out of the lineup yesterday. The pinch hit walk late. He is the only Cub besides Ben Zobrist at previous at-bats in his ballpark, and he's now got 8 hits over his last 6 games. That's a 2-out single for Hayward.
Anytime you can extend the inning and give Baez a chance, it's a good thing. And nice pass at it here by Hayward. Sharply hit right through the middle of the diamond for a 2-out knock.
We'll set it up for Javier Baez, a man on 2 down. Homer and a double on Sunday against the Padres. Cub fans chanting Javi, Javi. Leads the league in RBIs and total bases. And he takes wide for ball 1.
Mentioned this rough stretch that Junis has been in. The long ball's been a big part of it. He's allowed 14 home runs, 41 innings over his last 8 starts. He's allowed 3 in a game on 3 separate occasions in this stretch.
This is a big yard. Ball carries pretty well here in the middle of the summer. Outfield walls about 8 feet high. It's a symmetrical park. 330 down the lines, 387 to the power alleys, 410 to center. And a throw to first, and Hayward got back in safely.
Got 2 of the better throwing catchers in the game with Perez and Contreras. Junis was an outstanding hitter in high school as well, and he had committed to going to a North Carolina State where he was going to be a 2-way player, pitch and play the field. Royals took him in the 29th round, but they gave him a lot more money than you would customarily give to a 29th round pick, so he decided to sign and start his professional career.
Baez swings and misses, and the Cubs leave a man in the first. Royals coming up against Cole Hamels when we come back. They are averaging the fewest runs per game in the majors, lower even than the Padres now, 3.72. Merrifield, Gordon, and Perez at the top. Dozier, Herrera, and Bonifacio in the middle. Jorge's older brother, former Cub Emilio. Adalberto Mondesi, the second baseman, batting seventh ahead of Alcides Escobar and Drew Butera.
Here are the Cubs defensively as you look at El Mago's glove. Ian Happ plays left, Albert Almora Jr. center, Jason Hayward right. El Mago third, Russell Zobrist up the middle, Anthony Rizzo's the first baseman, Wilson Contreras making his 87th start. That's the most in MLB. For a backstop, our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is the veteran left-hander Cole Hamels, start number 2 in a Cub uniform overall this year. He is 6-9 with a 4.53 earned run average.
Merrifield in the air to center, where Albert Almora will put the clamps on the first out.
Hamels has won 153 games in his major league career, and he'll attack the Royal hitters with this mix. Fastball 40% of the time, so he really mixes things up. Cutter, slider 25% of the time. Changeup has always been a go-to pitch for him. He'll feature a big curveball as well, and really leaned heavily on that changeup last time out. Backed off the cutter, more changeups, and he had good life on the heater. We got him at 95, 94, 95. I think he may have even touched 96 once.
Strike on Alex Gordon. 3 consecutive 2-hit games, 6 over his last 9 games, during which he's hitting over 400. Gordon now 34 years old, 5-time Gold Glover. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, the guys at the top of the order have been swinging a hot bat lately, Merrifield and Gordon. Obviously been a rugged year for the Royals. That's what everybody expected. Their window has definitely slammed shut. They tried to keep it open as long as they could, hanging onto that core group. Gordon, he's kind of like the only guy, while Escobar's still here. Guy on deck, Perez, but it's kind of like Gordon was he was a sophomore hanging out with all the seniors, and they've all graduated. He's still here. Hosmer, Moustakas, Kane have all moved on.
Let's talk about Ned Yost's future and what he wants to do after the season, as Gordon draws the 1-out walk. Now our Old Dominion bringing his best. Cole Hamels pitching here at Kauffman Stadium.
Yeah, 3 starts. He's not allowed an earned run here. One of those came back on June 19th. As a matter of fact, he was a 4-1 winner, went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 unearned run. He struck out 7. He also pitched against Kansas City in Texas back on May 27th. Suffered the loss in that one.
JD, here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate. 6-time All-Star. Last 6 years, including this season, and a starter 5 in a row for the American League. He missed the first 20 games of the season. Sprained his right MCL carrying a suitcase up the stairs at home upon his return from spring training. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Has power, does not hit for average, does not take walks. Type of hitter you would think Cole Hamels would be able to exploit.
Jam shot foul out of play.
And indeed he has. Career-wise, Perez a 118 hitter against Hamels, 2 out of 17.
We don't see the Royals much, so I got to use my Salvador Perez note. His home runs going into this year have gone up every year of his career. 3, 11, 13, 17, 21, 22-27. So the question for you, Jim DeShays, he's got 19 currently. Is he going to continue that trend? Hit 28 plus?
No.
Follow this story until the season is over.
Mark it down. I'm sure somebody on Twitter will remind us on the final day of the regular season. Hey, by the way,
2 balls, 2 strikes. It's all of a sudden gotten pretty overcast this hot August night. And you see Hamels already working up a sweat. There's a base hit out into left center. Gordon will stop at second. The Royals have their first hit, and 2 on for Hunter Dozier.
And they're playing him to pull if they're at traditional double play depth. Innings over, but they weren't, and the inning will continue on. Pirates did not muster up a whole lot of solid contact against Hamels in his start against them.
Referenced his changeup earlier. 7 of his 9 strikeouts in that Cubs debut came on the changeup, his most since 2015. And it was 1 more than he had in his no-hitter at Wrigley Field while pitching for the Phillies. So it was a very effective pitch for him last time out. A lot of guys hold the ball in that position behind their back in a changeup or split grip. He has that curveball grip. Typically it's the most complex grip, right, that you start with.
Yeah, and maybe he's able to move off that grip before he comes set in his glove. Yeah, one thing you don't want to be doing is digging around and tipping your hand as to what you're going to throw.
2 strikes on Dozier.
That's a great shot right there. Hooking that seam, ready to spin it. He'll come off of it as he comes set if he's going to throw something else.
One and 2 the count. Just getting started. Bottom of the first. Brewers are off tonight. Cubs with a 1-game lead in the division. Towards center, but not hit hard. Russell to Zobrist rather, and they turn it. Double play. So Hamels gets out of it. The 6-4-3 twin killing. And we'll head to the second. 0-0. shirt. Look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. Cubs batting in the second inning. Scoreless tie. DH Kyle Schwarber will lead things off. Cubs have the best OPS in terms of a DH on a National League team since 2015 at 866. Kyle batting fifth tonight as the right-hander Junis fires and it's fouled away. Junis from Rock Falls, Illinois. It's a little over 2 hours straight west of Chicago. JD referenced his signing bonus, $675,000. He had asked for $800,000 prior to the draft. And a few teams passed on him as a result. And he was advised and then represented by agent Sam Samardzija. That's Jeff's brother.
How about that?
One and two. It's Escobar spinning, throwing, and he gets Schwarber. Junis looked like he got away with an elevated breaking ball there to get Schwarber.
Yeah, and I think that's been the reason why he struggled of late. Slider's his best pitch. He threw a couple dandies there in that first inning. That one maybe more of a backdoor curveball there that stayed up. The slider is the go-to pitch for him.
Now Wilson Contreras. And you're right about these two catchers. They can throw. In there for a strike. Breaking ball strike, 0-2. Got some Cub connections here with the Royals, including former Cubs manager Dale Swaim. One time the hitting coach with the Royals, now the bench coach. Jorge Soler, he's on the DL. Jason Hamill is in their bullpen.
And Soler was having a nice year when he got hurt.
Ned Yost, seems to be up to him what he wants to do after the season, as this one is punched into right for a base hit, and Contreras trying for two, and he's going to be out. He decided to keep going and is thrown out by Rosell Herrera. He thinks he's safe.
A little shrug there as if to say, I'm not sure. You know, we talk about the difference between bold, aggressive base running and reckless. This appeared to be pretty reckless. Unless they have a scouting report on Herrera that says he can't throw a lick, and I'm assuming that's not the case. This is just high stakes poker here, trying to get to second base on this one. Having said all that, we've seen it time and time again where the player's able to avoid the tag with a little swim move, but Cubs aren't going to challenge this one, and they've lost some a handful of base runners on the bases lately. And probably closer than it should have been.
They almost look safe, but the Cubs are not going to challenge it, as Ian Happ takes ball one. Maybe we didn't get the best look.
Well, you know, again, to me, that looked like he might have been safe. I don't know if there would have been enough to overturn, and I'm wondering if some part of Joe is like, I got to stop these guys from taking all these risks on the bases. Let's just move on.
Second inning, you have to be 100% sure as well. You don't want to lose your challenge this early in the ball game. So that left hand.
Yeah, it's really close. It's hard to tell exactly when the hand makes contact with the bag. And,
yeah,
and you can see where the tag was. You know, as you envision it frame by frame, it looked like he beat the tag. The part we couldn't see, but no way of knowing for sure.
Three and one to Happ. He's playing left. And fouls to make it 3-2. One more look. Yeah, I think he was safe, but not enough to throw the chips in. Happ strikes out. That's 3 for Junis here early on. We go to the bottom of the second. 0-0.
Will be the Sunday night game at 7:05. Cubs.com for tickets. Come on out. Davey Martinez will return as the manager of the Washington Nationals. They're playing better ball. They've won 7 of their last 10 as they try to run down the Braves and the Phillies in the NL East.
Switch hitting Rosell Herrera has split this season between the Reds and Royals. His first major league campaign, acquired on waivers on June 2nd. 1-0 from Hamels. Hit down the right field line, and it will land foul. Mentioned earlier, the Royals moved into this ballpark 1973 when it was built. So it's their 46th season here. They played at Municipal Stadium from 1969 to 72. Playing surface was AstroTurf until they laid down real grass in 1995. And it is named after the founding owner, Ewing Kaufman. Changed the name in 1993. Base hit for Herrera. It was known as Royal Stadium previously. And this is the only current American League park to be named after a person.
Huh.
I believe one of 10 in baseball without
not
naming rights.
Thomas Fenway? No?
Nolan Ryan of the Angels threw a no-hitter here in May of its first season, 1973. Jorge Bonifacio, the DH, missed the first half of the season on the PED suspended list, so this is only his 28th game. Fair ball, diving stop, Baez, the throw to first in time. What a play. You and I were talking about Baez before the game, and you said just about any position you play him, he might be your best defender at that spot.
Yeah, we were asked what his best position is, and I said, well, just wherever you put him, he's going to be a standout, whether it's short, second, third. If you put him out in center field, he'd probably be your best center fielder. Cannon for an arm finishes the play. Beautiful, quick reactions. That's one of the pluses of interleague play. Fans get to see stars from other teams. The Royals fans got to see Almago do his thing, whether they like it or not.
So Herrera at second with one out. Adalberto Mondesi, who had been previously known as Raul Jr. Alberto is his middle name. A 1-0 pitch, fouled off to the right. He has an older brother named Raul Jr. as well, who also played professionally for a bit, and Raul Sr.
The slugging outfielder for the Dodgers with a big arm.
Big outfielder, and Adalberto was born in Los Angeles. His dad was playing for the Dodgers, but he grew up in the Dominican Republic.
Mondesi's the kid who made his big league debut in the World Series, right?
Yeah, he struck out against Noah Syndergaard in Game 3 as a 19-year-old. First player in the modern era to debut in the big leagues in a World Series game. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Switch hitter batting just .222 from the right side. That was a grimace of I can't believe I missed that pitch, or a grimace of pain.
Well, he had been dealing with a shoulder issue. Sore right shoulder. Diving for a ball on Friday at Minnesota, but back in the lineup tonight as Zobrist will make the catch.
Actually, he looks a little hobbled as he's going back to the dugout. He had a leg issue as well.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. .293 career hitter against the Cubs. He's had a real tough year with the bat.
Royals have hit just 97 home runs this year, and 9 of those were on the DL with Soler. Moustakas, who has moved on, I believe had 20. Perez leads the way among the current Royals with 19. Lucas Duda has 10. Those are the only 2 in double figures. Just not a lot of firepower in this lineup.
Among all qualifiers, he has the lowest OPS at .524, ranking 158 out of 158. They had their core 4 guys. And all could have left in the offseason. 2 returned, Escobar and Moustakas. Moustakas recently traded to Milwaukee. Lorenzo Cain signed over the winter with the Brewers. Eric Hosmer with the Padres.
Yeah, and if you believe what you read, not a lot of help on the way in their farm system either. So it could be lean here for the next 3 or 4 years.
In season, they traded John Jay, Calvin Herrera, and Moustakas. That is a base hit. Here comes the throw by Happ. It's going to be up the third base line. Herrera scores, and the Royals draw first blood.
Escobar just 4 out of 25 on their recently completed road trip, but he gets off to a good start here back at his home ballpark. RBI single. And it comes with 2 outs.
Back to the top now in Merrifield. Had 4 hits, including a home run on Sunday in Minnesota. Flied to center in the first tonight. Check that. Drew Butera. Merrifield on deck.
Yeah, you were freaking me out. I was looking at my card and I thought I got it wrong.
I skipped him. You know what? I had Escobar in my head as their 9 hitter. He's 8th. Butera playing first base, catcher by trade. And he homered off Hamels back in late May in Texas.
One of 2 he has hit this year.
And Sal caught.
I was going to say the family ties here are deep with this club. Bonifacio's brother Emilio, who used to play for the Cubs. Talked about Mondesi's dad.
Fly ball to right. On the track, it is Hayward, and he'll haul it in. Royals get the first run on the Escobar hit. It's 1-0 after 2. Miller Lite viewing party at Rocket Bar and Grill in River North. Join Kelly Crawl, watch Chicago take on KC, and enjoy free giveaways. Boy, after that first shot coming out of break, can you handle play-by-play? I might need to.
Yep.
Into the facilities.
Hey, we might get some action up here this week. Bring your glove.
Edison struggling, 202 over his last 25 games without a home run. Caught the outside corner, according to Mark Ripperger. Yeah.
Good position. Down low, right behind home plate.
Foul tip, strike 3. Junis has struck out 4 of the 8 batters he's faced.
Part of the story yesterday too. Cubs struck out a bunch in the ball game against the Pods yesterday afternoon. 14 to be exact.
Albert with 2 hits yesterday, and he needed them. Had been slumping. Comes the 0-1. It's hit on the ground, charged by Escobar. Off balance throw. He got him.
A Fallout Boy is coming home to play Wrigley Field Saturday, September 8th, with a special guest Rise Against and Machine Gun Kelly. Don't miss out on the final concert of the season at Wrigley Field. Tickets are on sale now at Cubs.com/concerts. Oh, that's a hot quality baby right there. All pink cheeked. Well, if I'm a right-handed hitter, based on what I've seen so far, I'm sitting slider against Junis.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. One nothing Kansas City, top of the 3rd inning. Drive out into deep left center, and it'll be Gordon to haul it in. Cubs haven't been able to do much against an unfamiliar right-hander here early. Calling all deadheads, Monday, August 27th. The Cubs proudly host Their first Grateful Dead night at Wrigley Field. Fans who purchase seats through Cubs.com/Grateful Dead will receive an exclusive Cubs and Grateful Dead cap. A portion of the proceeds from every sale benefit the Rex Foundation. And be sure to arrive early for an acoustic pregame show at Gallagher Way to hear all your favorite Grateful Dead songs covered by Mr. Blotto. Again, visit Cubs.com/Grateful Dead. We might be close to some rain.
Well, judging by the positioning of the grounds crew, they must have some intel. Hamels, as he finished up his warm-up pitches, was looking out there as if to say, well, you boys going to stay on the field? And
look out, Merrifield just sent a rocket into the seats beyond the third base dugout.
I don't know if it was a case of being a late bloomer or just getting a late opportunity, but Merrifield, kind of a journeyman type player, and he's really blossomed into a very good player. Led the American League in stolen bases last year.
He's got a chance to do it again this year. He's only one off the league lead. He's 69 over his last 32 games. He starts mainly at second, but a handful of starts in center where he is tonight, right, first, and DH.
Had a .288 last year, 19 home runs, 32 doubles. It's his first really full year in the big leagues. He actually played 9 games at AAA Omaha. The year before, he appeared in 81 games for the Royals. That was his first taste of the big leagues.
Lofted to right. Easy play, Hayward. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago Cubs into your X1 voice remote. Get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Big crowd here tonight and a lot of Cub fans. Always hard to quantify it, especially when you're in a park where everyone's wearing blue, whether you're rooting for the home team or the visitors. But it wouldn't surprise me if there are 8,000 to 10,000, if not more, Cubs fans here.
Little Mickey Tettleton-like. Stands up there. Tettleton was even more severe. He'd point that bat pretty much parallel to the ground. And has really dropped off offensively over the last couple of seasons. Batted .208 last year.
Zobrist will throw out his former teammate. Yeah, that can be a little unsettling for a starting pitcher when you look out and the grounds crew's ready to, at any moment, roll the tarp onto the field.
Well, you can feel that how heavy the air has gotten. It's very humid. I just hope they have an escape plan if there's a ball hammered down in their direction.
Two quick outs for Hamels. Now Perez, who swings and pops it up. There is a play to be made, and Contreras has it. And a quick 1-2-3 in the third. It's 1-0 Royals as we head to the fourth. by Xfinity, one of the famous or most infamous moments, not only in Royals history, but Major League history, and the shot of George Brett after Tim McClellan on appeal from Billy Martin saying that Pine Tar was too far up the barrel of the bat, racing out of the dugout. They would end up later coming back and finishing that game, and the Royals did hold on to win. 1983.
Yeah, Royals protested, and the protest was upheld. The home run was awarded ultimately, and the Royals went on to win. That was good stuff, man. George was fired up.
The Pine Tar incident has its own Wikipedia page. That's how famous it was.
Yeah, letter of the law, it was the right call. Spirit of the rule, call was overturned. Lee MacPhail was the American League president who made that determination.
Yanked into the corner by Zobrist. Little trouble there, and he's going to try for three as Herrera gets it back in. Save for triple. Or possibly a double and an error. Herrera kind of tripped when he went after the ball. It will be a three-base hit for Zobrist.
Well, more solid contact from Zobrist. Rips this breaking ball into the corner. Around the boards it goes. A little stumble there by Herrera, and that gives Zobrist the green light to head on into third base. Well, even that slide is dicey when you go feet first, and this is something that the Cubs have been talking to their base runners about, that so many guys now going head first trying that swim move, and so often the case is if you just go directly to the base, you're going to beat the ball anyway and won't need the evasive action. But even on that one, it's Zoe in feet first. There's a brief moment there where you pop up off the bag.
Infield back except for Dozier third. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the fourth. Cubs trail 1-0. Baez on deck.
Yeah, boy, you see this happen so often. Put a man on in scoring position, especially third base. Pitcher starts to pitch away from contact, and if you're patient, you can set yourself up for a big inning.
He walked him.
Again, best pitch for Junis is slider. I would think that would be his ultimate goal here, to try to get Javi to chase the slider out of the zone. Now he may start him fastball. I would think any fastball would be either up or in off the plate, in on the hands.
Royals will try to turn 2 if they get a sharply hit grounder up the middle.
Well, fastball away.
Fouled off by Baez. Big time threat here in the fourth. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider missed low and outside. Mentioned leading the league in total bases and RBIs, second in the league in extra base hits and offensive wins above replacement, third in the NL in slugging, 585. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the slider. 1-2.
As a third in the league in 3 base hits, he's logged 7 of those already. Gonna spin it away again.
And he got him. So some possible runners in scoring position anxiety there, and Baez strikes out.
Yeah, well, it's a bad matchup because Junis has a real good late breaking slider, and the slider away has always been a tough pitch for Javi to lay off of, but that's a plus slider he features.
Well,
that's the pitch he had to hit was the 0-0 fastball, which was right on the corner.
Critical first out. Now he's a ground ball away from escaping. Schwarber retired on a nice play by Escobar in the second inning. Junis will throw to first. Each team with 3 hits. Royals got their run in the second. Hayward not running, and Schwarber missed a high fastball.
Well, it's interesting, you know, double plays in order here, but they're not really playing for the double play. Mondesi is in the hole on the right side of the infield, so ground ball right at him. That's going to be 2 long throws to try to complete the double play. Obviously, if it's sharply hit, they're probably going to get it. Hitter in this situation, that's obviously one of the things you're thinking about is, you know, what you want to accomplish, but maybe more importantly in this situation, the worst case scenario, the ground ball double play. So you're trying to pull, you have a chance to roll over and hit it on the ground. That's where your double play comes. If you stay with that through the middle of the field approach, you're much more likely to hit it in the air.
1-2.
It's either raining or there's a sale on beer.
I'm going to go with the former. It is now coming down. Winds are scattering. Big pitch. Gets away. Zobrist on his way to the plate. He's going to score. We're tied at 1.
Baez usually pretty adept at blocking balls in the dirt. This one is a tough chance. He can't handle it. Zobrist sneaks home. Leadoff triple pays off.
Meantime, 2-2 on the hitter. Hayward now at second. Fouled back. This is the area of the ball game where Joe West, the crew chief, I think would be more inclined to let this thing go a little longer than normal, because if you stop the game now and we have a delay of over an hour, the starting pitchers might be done. Just missed by the backdoor slider. 3-2.
Yeah, and right now it's not raining, in my mind anyway, not hard enough to stop the game. You know, they may have a report that says once it comes, it's going to come real hard in just a few minutes. Right now, this is a rain you can play through for a while.
He struck him out, so that wild pitch looming large as the Cubs were able to get Zobrist home. 2 outs for Contreras.
And it's looking more like the guy beginning of the year than it's been lately. Wow. There might be some electricity in the area.
So we will be in a delay here in the top of the 4th. The hope is that it doesn't take too long. Neither manager wants to lose a starting pitcher.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, it will shorten the outing of the starting pitchers. A lot of times what guys will do is head up into the clubhouse and spend some time on an exercise bike, just try to stay hot, maybe even get into the cage and throw a little bit, maybe simulate an inning.
Your astute analysis on the first 3+ innings of this game.
Well, Tunis has got a really good slider, and that's what we had heard. I haven't seen a lot of the changeup from Cole Hamels, which was so good for him last time. And it may be because I'm not that astute and I'm just missing it, or it may be that the scouting report against this club is not to go that heavy with the changeup, and I would tend to lean that way just based on his success against them in the past. I think he knows how to pitch against this group. And the other piece of it too is the changeup for Hamels and the curveball are both swing and miss pitches, the type of pitches that tend to prolong at bats. And if you're trying to be more efficient and limit your pitches, you're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive with the fastball and the cutter to try to get the ball put in play. And the other piece of it, and Cub fans who watch the Cubs play the Padres this weekend probably would beg to differ. But if you're Ned Yost coming into the series, you're probably thinking, well, if we're going to have a chance to win this series or even win a game in this series, we got to play really tight baseball. We got to play really clean baseball. We've already had a couple examples, minor, albeit the inability by Herrera to get that ball in on Zobrist's triple quickly, and then Perez not blocking that pitch in the dirt. I mean, that's just the kind of things that when you're an undermanned team, sometimes the mindset is we got to play a perfect game to beat the other group.
Maybe grab your laptop there. It's starting to.
Oh, and that would be the third point.
We don't want you to lose a computer.
Don't leave your computer in the rain.
During the delay, we are going to send you to the Yankees and White Sox. Jason and Steve have the call. Yankees lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. And we'll have updates from Kansas City, and hopefully we'll resume fairly quickly. 1-1, 4th inning rain delay in KC. Here's your game summary. Alcides Escobar, 2-out RBI single in the second inning. Cubs coming back here in the fourth. They're having runners at first and third, nobody out. A wild pitch allowing Ben Zobrist to score. A couple of strikeouts since, and a brief rain delay. Looks like Jacob Junis is just about ready to resume. And when he does, he will be facing Wilson Contreras. Cubs have a runner at second base. That's Jason Hayward. He's standing at third, but I believe he's going to be at second.
He's trying to pull a Jose Cardinal.
Yeah.
Didn't Cardinal do that after the leg came out and stood on third base? On Sunday, August 12th, Cubs and the Nationals play. That's the game that was changed. It's Sunday night. 7:05 is the first pitch. And up to the first 5,000 early arriving children 13 and younger will take home a Cubs lunch bag presented by MasterCard. Tickets are still available for this game, and you can get yours at Cubs.com.
He's too earnest for that maneuver. Or one of the umpires told him, you better get back to second.
Hey, pal. I'll be trying to pull a fast one on Country Joe.
And this will be the first pitch of the sequence. And it is a strike. A rain delay of 22 minutes. Not bad.
That's how long Brandon Belt's at bat lasted earlier this year.
Yeah. This guy fouled to right, out of play. 0-2 on Contreras. Here's the pitch. He went. That's the end of the Cubs' fourth. They get a run on the triple and wild pitch. It's 1-1. the best baseball show in town. Baseball Night in Chicago, presented by Chick-fil-A. Join Ozzie Guillen, Doug Glanville, and Layla Rahimi as they break down the biggest stories surrounding the Cubs and White Sox tomorrow at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago. Might have taken a few hours to get that look sorted out.
Yeah, that was most impressive here. David Putty-like. Got the B right up there on the nose.
Dozier, Herrera, and Bonifacio against Cole Hamels, ball one. On Dozier, who hit into a 6-4-3 inning ender in the first. Two interleague contests tonight. Houston's at San Francisco later. Hands over his head. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. Second start with the Cubs, both on the road for Cole Hamels.
I haven't seen quite the zip on the fastball from Cole that we saw in Pittsburgh, and a lot of that may be due to just the adrenaline first start with his new club, maybe a little extra amped up. Though his fastball velocity had been trending upward over his last 3 or 4 starts with the Rangers.
Got the low call there on the fastball. Acquired from Texas July 27th.
Not to the knees.
That will be a base hit for Dozier. Little blooper out into left center for a leadoff single.
And they made some solid contact off of Hamels here tonight. That was not. That was just a little floater. Still counts. He's yet to strike out a man tonight, not getting anywhere near the swings and misses that he got in that game against the Pirates.
Pitch to Herrera. Cut the miss.
Dozier is not a base stealer. Mondesi will run. Merrifield will run. Escobar will run.
It's Mitch Meyer, the first base coach. Mike Jershely over at third. And that is just foul by maybe a half a foot.
Score.
Shallow right, and it'll be Hayward to make the catch. They have a new hitting coach. That's Terry Bradshaw, former Cardinal outfielder, and most recently the Royals minor league hitting coordinator. Prior to his promotion, he's gotten a lot of items emailed to him to be signed by the Hall of Fame quarterbacks, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
One out now. Bonifacio.
See the resemblance to his brother. Bigger and stronger, more power as
remember the start Emilio got off to with the Cubs in 2014?
I remember him being very good there for a while, yeah.
He went 4 for 5 in the opener in Pittsburgh, 5 for 7 in game 2. Let's see, 8 games into the 2014 season as the Cubs will go around mostly as he beats the relay throw. It's a fielder's choice. 2 down.
Big high hop, 2 long throws. Bonifacio beats it by a step. Little stutter step there at the end, still managed to beat the relay.
Emilio, first 8 games of that season, went 19 for 38, 500 batting average. That's a strike on Mondesi. Emilio playing in independent ball, age 33 for the Long Island Ducks. To right field, Hayward drifting back, and he's got it. 1-1 tie as we go to the 5th from Kansas City. Presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Disappointing 2-2 split at home against the Padres over the weekend. And the Cubs playing another last place team. The Royals have the 2nd worst record in baseball. Lost 4 in a row. As we play the 5th inning, Happ, Russell, and Almora against Jake Junis.
Royals on pace to lose 112 ball games this year. That would be their worst ever. 2005, they were 56 and 106. 346 winning percentage. This year, their winning percentage entering play tonight, 306. Orioles, White Sox all on pace to lose more than 100 ball games.
Yeah, we have a recency bias, and it makes sense. They've been pretty good since 2013, winning the World Series in 2015. But they had a long stretch of bad baseball. Let's see, from 1995 through 2012. They had one winning season. Knapp strikes out on a check swing.
Everybody out. That's 4 in a row. And number 8 for the ball game.
Russell struck out in the third. Takes low and outside. If you are wondering, where do the Cubs rank in terms of strikeout rate? They don't strike out that much. Below Major League average 21%. Major League average 22.2%. Now I say that it's relative to the rest of baseball. As you watch every day, you probably say they strike out too much, but I think some fans would say that about every team in the game now.
Yeah, because
it's
strikeouts
true.
are way up. Yes, for the first time ever, they're on pace to have more strikeouts than hits in a major league season.
But I guess the point I'm getting at is, if you are frustrated by the strikeouts, just know that they strike out less frequently than most major league teams. Into center for a base hit. One out single. Russell.
Hit number 4 comes on a high breaking pitch. The slider's been good. The curveball not so much. Tries one there. It stays up, backs up on him, and Russell jumps all over it. Royals are the only team in baseball who have a starter's ERA above 5 and a bullpen ERA above 5. Playing the Padres this weekend, we talked a lot about their starters have been really bad, but their bullpen has been solid. So that was a dangerous team late.
Hit and run as Almora fouls out of play.
This group not so much, and they've got a lot of inexperienced players on their club now. A lot of young pitchers. We'll see rookies the next 2 days here. And Junis, just a second-year man, really his first full year in the big leagues.
Russell with an aggressive lead. He is not going this time, and Almora fouls again. In the fourth, we had a 22-minute rain delay. Both starters still working. A check on Russell.
Albert hits it on the ground a lot. Joe might think about trying to send Russell here. Stay out of a double play. The thinking being, if it's a fastball, Albert's probably going to make contact. If it's a breaking ball, there's a chance it's wide, maybe even in the dirt. Get a little gun shy though when the guy's racking up the strikeouts the way Junis is tonight.
Pulled to left. Gordon will have to play it on a bounce, and he will keep Russell at second. And getting to it quickly. Back-to-back one-out hits.
See where Perez was set up. He wanted that pitch off the plate. Junis could not execute. Almora takes advantage. And starting to turn his way after a 2-hit day yesterday.
Anthony Rizzo. And a 1-1 tie. And the first pitch misses the outside. Well, 2 balls, no strikes.
And this is where I think, well, again, it happens to pretty much every pitcher third time through the batting order, but you're more exposed when you lean so heavily on a 2-pitch mix.
Right.
Junis has done that fastball slider combination. Combined about 90% of his pitches.
Zobrist on deck. Big hit in this game, a triple.
Red light, green light.
Did not get a pitch to his liking. And the bases are loaded for Zobrist.
The second baseman, number 18, Ben Zobrist.
Cal Eldred is the Royals pitching coach, and he'll make a visit for this bases loaded plate appearance.
Yeah, first time Ben came up there, most of the ballpark was standing. This time the ovation was coming from the Cubs fans, as the Royals fans obviously they're happy to see Ben back, but they would prefer he pop one up here. Again, we've given you the love. Please don't hit a ball in the gap. The Brewers are off tonight. They start a series with San Diego tomorrow. Cardinals 6.5 games behind the Cubs. They're playing Miami, so all 3 of these clubs playing last place teams.
The theoretical sac fly zone for Zobrist. Bases loaded, 1 out. 5th inning. Russell third, Almora second, Rizzo first, and another miss by Junis. That's 5 straight bad ones.
So disciplined and patient, but this is a situation, especially the way he's been swinging it. He's not going to be passive here. He's ready to attack.
He attacks that pitch and fouls first base side.
Decent change up there, had him out in front. Looks like a lefty is starting to throw in the Royals bullpen. I got a couple of them, Hill and Flynn. That's Tim Hill.
A funky lefty.
We just did our homework on Tim Hill.
Zobrist going to work now with 2 strikes. And a pitch in tight, 2-2.
Well, not a bad try after having him out in front of the changeup. Trying to lock him up with an inside corner heater. And if you're going to miss, you better miss off the plate. See what Perez has in mind here. Do they go back to off speed?
Bounce to first. Throw to the plate. Out is Russell. That goes 3-2 on the fielder's choice. Butera to Perez.
Yeah, smart play here by Butera. I think somebody else may have been a little more greedy, perhaps, try to run to first and throw home. Had he done that, he would not have gotten Russell at the plate. I don't believe.
Two reaches already for Hayward. A single in the first, a walk in the fourth. Bases loaded, 2 gone, and a strike on the outside corner. That one grand slam was a game-ending shot against the Phillies. High that time. Cubs are 8-4 against the American League this season. After this series, they've got 2 games in Detroit later this month, 3 at the White Sox in late September. Nine and 9 overall here in the second half.
Yeah, they're in this stretch coming out of the break of 18 out of 26 at home, and really haven't been able to press their advantage, playing just 500 balls so far.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Couple of bounces to third, Dozier to first, and Junis gets out of it as the Cubs loaded the bases with 1 out but could not score. Tie. Cubs have the bases loaded, 1 out, but could not get that go-ahead run. So Hamels will deal with Escobar, Butera, and Merrifield. Curveball missed high and away to Escobar, who at one point had a stretch of 421 consecutive starts, September 26th of 15 through this July 7th. And he pops it up, shallow right field. 3 Cubs in the area, and Rizzo missed it. It's a foul ball, and likely will be a no play.
Yeah, you could assess an error here, but I would think no play would be the call. You see where Zobrist was positioned, so he had a long way to go, as did Hayward. Anthony becomes the best option. Normally he's going to make this play. A lot of times it's standing on the tarp or on top of a fence.
Playing in an unfamiliar ballpark. So another chance for Escobar. And he nubs one to Rizzo. Hamels will cover. That goes 3-1. Whether the Cubs are home or on the road, guided tours of legendary Wrigley Field are available. Tours include visits in various seating areas, the press box, dugouts, and a chance to actually step on the field. Book your tour at Cubs.com/tours today.
That should be one of those authentic fan contests. Would you be willing to walk over a bed of hot coals? Step on the mound at Wrigley Field.
Speaking of hot coals, the wonderful original radio voice of the Kansas City Royals, Denny Matthews, in his 50th season behind the microphone here. Grew up in Bloomington, Illinois, went to Illinois Wesleyan. There's Denny. He's awesome. Great guy. We were talking about the AstroTurf here in Kansas City. As that ball's blistered into center for a base hit. Denny, the Ford C. Frick Award winner in 2007. He said way back when I would sometimes take some extra BP and maybe take some ground balls. He said I was out there for about 15 minutes on a hot day just like this. I showered. I started to walk up here to the press box, and I noticed my feet were really in pain. And he took his shoes off and realized he had literally burned his feet on the AstroTurf. It was that hot.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The other thing that's really amazing is the fact that Denny was in spikes taking ground balls and batting practice before a game.
Mm-hmm. He's not
And
just
had
a one-dimensional baseball guy.
had access to the clubhouse to shower and change.
Merrifield pops it up. Rizzo will chase after it, but it's out of play.
Interesting how times have changed in that regard. The relationship between the players and the media, like the print media, for instance. Back in the day when I was active, the beat writers used to travel on the team plane. Can you imagine that going on today?
Nope. Swing and a miss, strike 3. In emergency situations, in terms of weather, beat writers would still travel. I believe that happened within the last 10 years. I don't remember the circumstances. It was hurricane related or not, but that's about the only way it would happen. Gordon swings and misses.
That strikeout of Merrifield, the first one for Hamels here tonight. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The pitch count is down. He lasted just 5 last time out and up around 100 pitches. So better position to give you at least 6 here tonight.
Well, when the Royals were at their best 3 or 4 years ago, offensively, they were the don't strike out, put the ball in play, steal bases, play great defense type of team. They kind of went against the grain of what a lot of other teams were building.
Yeah, they were kind of an anti-Moneyball team. They weren't really focused on seeing pitches and taking walks. They were doing a lot of swinging.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
And it's Gordon with a base hit. So 2 singles here in the 5th. That'll bring up the catcher Perez, who has singled and fouled out.
A couple of those Cardinal teams a few years back kind of had the same MO.
Well, what's the bloop single? Hawk Harrelson calls it the Kansas City special, right? Putting the ball on the bat, or the bat on the ball. Yanked foul to left. And I don't believe Hawk was saying it derisively. I think it was a tip of the cap, right? I think he was frustrated when they would do it.
I honestly don't know. I'm guessing it was. How long has the Hawk been using?
I think
the Kansas City
since
special?
the Royals have been really good.
Was it good Royals, or was
Yes.
it prior to that?
No, I think the recent vintage Royals kind of like another Kansas City special. Like they did it again. That ends up. Ooh, I thought it was fair. Looked like it might have gone over the bag, but Nick Lentz had a much better view of it than I did.
Like Hobby broke the chain. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a fair ball too.
Foul, 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 but then I thought it came back fair, but apparently it did not. There are 2 outs, so once he steps on third, the inning's over. Ooh, that hurt. The sound of that made me wince. Bases loaded. Top of the foot. He's got some protection there, but that hit the exposed part of his left foot.
Yeah, just beyond the reach of that guard. Weird, he didn't move at all. Normally you see a guy would try to hop or pull his foot back as he was tracking that pitch. He just must have assumed it wasn't going to hit him. Now the Royals get their chance with the bases loaded.
Dozier takes a strike on a fastball at 92.
Dozier, a former first-round pick, was once highly touted. That's the case anymore.
Cardinals have scored a run in the 9th. Trailed 2-1 at Miami. Yadier Molina just rounded into a double play. I believe that's now a final. Double check it. 2-1 on Dozier.
Yeah, I've been staying in on Dozier all night.
Yeah, that's a final. The Marlins held off the Cardinals 2-1. Kyle Bearclaw got pulled after getting into some trouble in the ninth. Javi Guerra able to bail him out. And now Hamels down 3-1 on the hitter with the bases loaded.
Well, again, point I make often, walk is not the worst thing that can happen here. Obviously.
A strike, 3-2.
Well, after all the work they've done inside on him, he probably thought that ball was 6 inches off the plate. But it was top of the zone, outer third.
Go time for the runners.
Dozier has struck out over 30% of his plate appearances.
Might go up there again. Nope. Like a cutter. And we will do it again. On the hands, Rizzo to Hamels. Both teams leaving the bases loaded in the fifth. We are tied at 1.
And an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Members FDIC.
Kevin McCarthy, 26-year-old right-hander, in for Junis, who pitched well. 5 innings, 1 run. He struck out 8.
Yeah, Junis was a winner last time out, and it was first win in a while. The Royals scored 10 runs for him in that ball game against the White Sox. That 10 runs matched the total of his previous 8 or 9 starts, I believe the note was. So run support rare for him, as it would be for any Royal pitcher this year. Struggles their offense has had. So he turns it over to the righty McCarthy.
Baez in the air to center field. Way back, Merrifield at the wall. It's gone, and a Cub fan will take home a souvenir. Number 25 for Baez.
Mr. McCarthy, meet El Mago. First pitch entering the ball game, and Baez takes him deep. Well, he's made a spectacular play down at third base tonight, and now his 25th home run of the year.
Cubs lead for the first time tonight. That man was in the right spot at the right time. A Ford home run replay.
He had the best scouting report.
Every homer Baez hits now is a new career best. Taken off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
All quiet in the Cub bullpen, so it looks like they'll try to get one more out of Cole Hamels here tonight.
Ground ball to Mondesi. Contreras was just coming up to the plate when the game was delayed by 22 minutes in the 4th inning due to rain. Struck out after the resumption. He is 1 for 2. Joey Davis talks it over with Addison Russell. Wilson was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double in the 2nd.
Slider. McCarthy likes his changeup as well. He's not a power arm. Made his debut in 2016, becoming the first player from Marist College to appear in a big league game. It's in Poughkeepsie, New York. Fired up.
Yeah, reliving that moment. I don't know if that ball will ever leave his glove. He strikes out Contreras.
The Chef Series presented by Maker's Mark offers fans a dynamic menu inspired by celebrity chefs and their take on ballpark favorites. The next featured chefs are Christine Sikowski and Josh Culp from Honey Butter Fried Chicken, whose signature items will be featured August 10th through the 15th. For details, visit Cubs.com/Chef Series. Christine, if I got your name wrong, I apologize. We have it from an independent source that that place is good.
Marist College nickname.
I don't. My cousin went there. I should know. It's a Catholic school.
Yeah.
They have the Saints.
Old time comedian.
The Buddy Hackett's.
Nope.
No.
Keep guessing.
Henny Youngman.
Nope.
The Jack Bennies.
Nope.
Oh man.
Literally, it's his entire name.
Really?
Yep. That's not. They weren't named after him, but it's the same. You'll kick yourself. I'll give you the answer.
The Marist Bob Hopes.
Nope. Two balls, two strikes to Happ.
The Marist Toady Fields.
Keep guessing.
The Red Foxes.
You cheated.
Yeah, I did. I got a hint. The hint was something subtle like the Marist Red Foxes.
Full count on Ian Happ. Swing and a miss.
Ugh, tough night for Ian.
JD, a big dummy.
Yes, sir. He's so ugly.
2-1 on a Baez homer. The Budweiser Concert Series at Gallagher Way presents the third show, Thursday, August 9th. Get your country rock fix with Blackberry Smoke, followed by the mix of blues, funk, soul, and rock from J.J. Gray and Mofro. Tickets are only $30, and they're available right now at GallagherWay.com/events. Cole Hamels working with a 2-1 advantage here in the sixth inning. Herrera, the former Red, leadoff single in the second, and the Royals' lone run. Now 1-2.
Hot night, brief rain delay. High stress innings for Hamels. So my guess is this will be it if he gets through the sixth. So that's the magic number for Joe, though. If he can get 6 out of his starters with some degree of regularity, he would be thrilled.
Foul tip, strike 3. Just his second strikeout. Curveball. Bonifacio, the DH. Fastball strike. How about the Red Sox? Big comeback late, beat the Yankees in extras. 4-game sweep over the weekend. 9.5 game lead. The largest lead in baseball. So the Yankees have the second best winning percentage, third best I should say, behind Boston and Houston, and they're 9.5 out of first. They are holding a wild card position.
Yeah, they're still on pace to win 100 ball games. Red Sox, Yankees, Astros all on a pace to win 100, and Royals, Orioles, and White Sox on pace to lose 100. But to be on that pace, to be 9.5 games back, how frustrating must that be?
I think that got Ripperger in a very sensitive area. Yep. So he'll need a couple seconds. The Oakland Athletics right now have the second wild card spot in the American League. They have a better record than any team in the National League, including the Cubs. So that's how top heavy the American League is currently.
They just traded for Mike Fiers today. A's have won 6 in a row.
Mariners have generally struggled here lately, and right now 2.5 back.
See where Robinson Cano is taking ground balls at third base. If he gets ready to come back from his suspension, they got D. Gordon playing second.
Into center field, that's a base hit. And we'll bring up Mondesi. Speaking of the A's, Trevor Cahill, the former Cub, pitching really well. Trevor, a sinker baller, 4-2 with a .312 through 13 starts. Back with his original team. One 1-0 on Adalberto Mondesi. Mentioned he debuted as a 19-year-old in the World Series. He was added to their roster in the World Series to give the Royals a little versatility on their bench. You have to go back to 1885 to find a previous player making his debut in a postseason championship series. Bug Holiday with the Cincinnati Reds, as Hayward will run into the gap and retire Mondesi. So 2 down, and it will bring up the shortstop Escobar with Steve Cishek getting loose.
Now who's that fine gentleman you referenced?
Bug Holiday.
Bug?
Bug.
And what year was it?
1885, and it was a championship series, not the World Series. It was more like an exhibition back then. The other comp for Mondesi, do you remember the name Mark Kiger? K-I-G-E-R?
I do not.
His first major league experience came for the Oakland A's in the 2006 ALCS versus Detroit. Kiger never played again.
Huh.
Played only in that postseason.
Never heard of him.
Well, now you know. Liner to Russell. And as he was telling Baez, it was knuckling a little bit. Cubs lead 2-1 as we go to the 7th. It's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. Javier Baez, just about a daily basis, does something notable and a 414-foot home run to give the Cubs the lead. Here's Addison Russell. And strike one from McCarthy. Cole Hamels, as you said, likely done after 6. A topper. It is a fair ball. It's a base hit. Number 2 tonight for Russell.
Time solid single to center here. A little fortunate. Slow roller turns into a knock for him. More workmanlike from Cole Hamels here tonight, but very effective nonetheless. A run he allowed. First earned run he's allowed in this ballpark. This is his 4th start here.
That's Escobar. On to see Butera. Double play.
Nicely done by the Royals infield with a good pick by Butera over at first base. We talk often about how Albert likes to attack that first pitch.
Ned Yost will make a change before Rizzo bats. He wants a lefty. We're back in a moment.
$59.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
It is a BioFreeze call to the pen, official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. It is left-hander Tim Hill, California native.
Yeah, sidewinding left-hander with a 5.29 ERA. Comes in to try to neutralize Rizzo. Lefty's batting .220 against him. Sinkers and sliders. Gets the ball on the ground.
Called strike. Fouled back our way.
Breeze has freshened a little bit here.
Yeah, this feels good.
Hill has pitched in 48 games. He had not pitched above AA prior to this year.
Stays down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Junis started. McCarthy and Hill have followed. Looks like the Cubs will go into their bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th.
You ever hear of Bacone College?
I have not.
B-A-C-O-N-E.
It's in Oklahoma. Palomar College too, right? Hill attended both. He's off the mound, and that'll go 1-3. Stretch time in Kansas City. Cubs 2, Royals 1. Cole Hamels. Denny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Good work by Hamels here tonight. Again, not dominant in terms of the strikeout pitch like we saw from him last time against the Pirates. But he got through 6, allowed 7 hits. They're all singles. 1 run. He walked 1, struck out 2, 97 pitches. And a chance to go 2-0 in a Cub uniform if the bullpen can get it done here. Steve Cishek, first man out of the chute. 55th time we've seen Steve 2-1 with a 193.
9-1-2 for the Royals, starting with Drew Butera. Fastball strike. 32,339 in the ballpark tonight. The fans patiently waited through a 22-minute rain delay, and I don't think the weather sent anybody home early. Ballpark still pretty much packed. Slider is way outside.
Royals averaging 20,871 here at home. The 12th in the American League.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bullpen had an inconsistent weekend. Cishek came in on Saturday in the 6th inning, retired 4 in a row. Kinsler 1-2-3, Strop 1-2-3, but it was not easy yesterday in the 10-6 loss to the Padres.
Carl Edwards gave up a run. Stuck with a loss, and Randy Rosario gave up a 4 spot in his 1 inning of work. Rosario, as you might expect, not available tonight, but everybody else in play.
Fly ball to right. Hayward back. And just in front of the warning track. He's got it.
The mood tends to shift in the bullpen this time of the game. It was a good shot we had of those guys out there. Fairly quiet. Get into the late stages of a 1-run game. Rosario, he knows he's down tonight, so he's kind of flipping the ball around. Knows he's not going to be in the fire this evening. But the other guys starting to think about perhaps being out there for a high leverage situation.
Fun flight last night as the traveling party all dressing up like Pedro Strop. He got a huge kick out of it. One and one to Alex Gordon. 2 reaches, a walk, and a single. Slider, 1-2. Ground ball, Zobrist will collect. And nice work by Steve Cishek. That takes us into the 8th. Still 2-1 Cubs.
Coverage begins at 7 on NBC Sports Chicago, or you can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. Wind is really kicking up here.
Big left-hander Brian Flynn makes appearance number 32.
Yeah, 6'7", 250, age 28. Started his career with the Tigers and then moved on to the Marlins. Had big league time with them in 2013 and 14, albeit very limited. 36 appearances with the Royals in 2016. And just one last year.
Ball one to Zobrist. Brandon Kinsler is up. Looking at some more Kansas City Royals history. The original logo, the crown above the shield with KC. Inside the shield, there's former Cub Jason Hamill. Created by Shannon Manning, an artist at Hallmark Cards. Based here in
Headquartered here, yeah.
Kansas City. That is off the glove of Dozier and trickles into left. It's a hit for Zobrist, his second of the ball game.
Didn't have time to get in front. A little lay action, couldn't get it.
So the name comes, the Royals comes from the American Royal. Are you familiar with this event here in Kansas City?
I am not.
A bouncer to Mondesi. They get one, and that will be it. Hefty home run time as Baez steps to the plate. Last time up, he deposited one over the wall in center field. The Cub fan making a great catch as the Cubs took the lead. And here comes Ned Yost. Yost going with the matchups here. Cubs 2, Royals 1, 8th inning. a starter for the Cubs, and now a Hamill and a former Cub, Jason. Hamill's had a tough go here in Kansas City. Last year, 32 starts of .529. This year, the ERA of 6. This is his 26th appearance, 18 starts, and now 8 relief outings. And you look at his journey, JD, around the big leagues. His best stint was the 2 years he spent with the Cubs and won a World Series in 2016.
Yeah, and Jason's had a nice long career. Well traveled. He's been better out of the bullpen than he was in the rotation. Fastball velocity is up a little bit with the move to the pen, as you might expect.
He returned 36 in less than a month as he faces Javier Baez. Hayward at first, 1 out.
I want to hear about the American Royal.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a rodeo, livestock, horse show, barbecue competition. It's October, November. It began as a cattle show in 1899, so it's been going on for a long time. And when they were naming the team, a man from Overland Park named Sanford Port said, "I think Royals would be great." Recognizes the livestock industry in Missouri. Got the pageantry of the American Royal. It's one of 17,000 nickname ideas. I guess Ewing Kauffman didn't like the name. He was the only member of the Royals board to vote against it, but over time grew to like it. You have the Negro League team, the Kansas City Monarchs. Some think that there's a little nod to them with the Royals nickname. When you think of the Monarchs, the Royals, the Kansas City Kings, the NBA team, so a lot of royalty in terms of sports teams. The Chiefs play right across the parking lot.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Arrowhead Stadium.
Big scoreboard in the shape of the Royals logo. Hayward takes off, and that ball shot into right. We'll see if he can score. In fact, there's no doubt he will. Baez has a double, and it's 3-1. A Gallagher insurance run for the Cubs here in the 8th inning.
Well, offensively, things did not start well for Javi. He struck out his first 2 times up. The second time it was with a man standing on third base, but he has responded in a big way. Home run last time, RBI double this time. Jason Hayward is great base runner. His technique is spot on. Tight turns around the bases.
Oh, wait, Jason. You're really good at that shit.
Schwarber will be intentionally walked. They'll face Contreras with 2 men on and 1 out. Baez now has 88 RBIs. He might get to 100 before September. It's only the 6th of August.
Asked Joe for an update on the injuries today. Nothing much new going on. Morrow is making progress. Darvish was supposed to come out and do a little throwing today.
Yeah.
But status quo on KB.
Tentative plan is Darvish to throw a simulated game here on Wednesday. Anthony Baez is, I believe, with Iowa now on a rehab assignment.
I wonder if Jason remembered to eat his potato chips tonight.
Yeah,
hot, humid
I remember
night.
that story.
Remember he was cramping up there, and doctors recommended he eat chips back when he was starting for the Cubs.
Signed a 2-year deal with Kansas City prior to last season. They built in a mutual option for next year. As part of that contract, runners take off, throw goes to third, safe. Again, that's Cub-like. Not what we've seen the last couple of days. Guys getting thrown out. Boy, that ball hits dirt.
Yeah, you can't.
So aggressive.
If you wait and try to read that one, you're going to be out. You just have to react instinctually. Baez made the right call. Baez was on it quickly, and as we've mentioned, he's got a cannon for an arm. And the ball was a little high and a little bit offline.
That could be big. Infield in, second and third. Hamill with a 2-2. Foul tip, strike 3. That's a nice looking slider from Jason Hamill.
Always been his best pitch.
Tough night for Happ. He has struck out all 3 times. Twice against the starter Junis, once against McCarthy, the reliever.
Really late there. That really dragging. I don't know if he was sitting soft or what. That was typically the pass you see from Ian at a heater.
Happ strikes out. Baez with that RBI double, giving the Cubs some late insurance. 3-1 in the 8th. from Washington will pitch here in the 8th inning, and it looks like there's more weather in the area as the grounds crew is back in position behind the tarp, as you can see off to the right.
Yeah, they're ready for the word.
I don't know. Did I say rain in the area? Or I'm trying not to ever say there's weather in the area, because there's weather everywhere you go. Right? It lives with you outside.
Yeah.
No, you usually mean bad weather when you say that. Want to know the count on Salvador Perez?
Well, Brandon was with Milwaukee 2010 through 15, and since then it's been a Twin, a Nat, and now a Cub.
Popped him up. Here's second base. It is Zobrist to put it away. Dozier. Yankees shut out the White Sox in Chicago 7-0. That was a Lance Lynn outing.
Yeah, they moved Sonny Gray to the bullpen.
Lynn went into the 8th. Gave up just 2 hits as Kinsler couldn't handle it.
Second hit of the night for Dozier. Assuming it'd be ruled a hit.
Yeah, I think so. It is a hit, and the batter is Herrera. Batting from the left side. Cubs will have all lefty starters in this series. Hamels tonight, Montgomery tomorrow, Quintana on Wednesday. In the case of Mike Montgomery, a former first-round pick of the Royals, never pitched in the big leagues for Kansas City, but it's always special when you can face your original organization. That'll be tomorrow night.
Threw a shutout against him pitching for the Mariners.
He'll oppose right-hander Brad Keller. Heath Philmeyer, a right-hander, will work for KC on Wednesday.
Kinsler sinks the fastball. He's been good throughout his career about getting the ball on the ground.
Hit hard, but right to the shortstop, and they turn it. Kinsler gets the 6-4-3 double play. And with, in air quotes, weather in the area, you like seeing that. 3-1. 3-1 Cubs lead here in the 9th inning. Foul strike. And on the hands. And Dozier on the run will throw him out. Pedro Strop getting loose in the Cubs bullpen. I think I asked you this a couple of years ago when we saw the Royals at Wrigley Field, but I'm going to trust that your memory isn't very good.
Fair.
In terms of wins above replacement, George Brett is the all-time runaway leader in Royals history. He's the best player in the team history. His wins above replacement 88.7. Can you name number 2?
I do somewhat recall this conversation.
Okay.
And I believe Kevin Appier.
You are correct.
Yeah.
47.1. So pretty big drop off after Brett. But yeah, Kevin Appier, Amos Otis, Willie Wilson, Brett Saberhagen round out the top 5. Alex Gordon checks in at number 8. Our buddy David DeJesus, number 23 on that list.
How about Dennis Leonard? Where is he on that list?
That's a good memory, JD. Dennis Leonard is 11 behind Zach Greinke. Almora draws a walk.
Wow, that's a pretty rare event, especially of late. 2 reaches for Albert today, a single and a walk. A rare pitcher's duel in Denver tonight. Rockies lead the Pirates 2-0. Bottom of the 7th. Kyle Freeland dialing up another dandy. Kid is a very good major league pitcher. Has a 3.04 ERA now. Pitch for the Rockies and you're sub-4. You're getting it done. Joe Musgrove for the Pirates tonight has been good as well. He's allowed just 1 in 6 2/3.
Had a shot of the retired numbers for the Royals Hall of Fame out in left. Brett, number 5 jersey. Dick Hauser, number 10. Frank White, number 20. And 42 retired by all teams in honor of Jackie Robinson. Brett spent his entire 21-year career as a Royal, 13-time All-Star. Runner takes off and Rizzo fouls. Brett hit over 300 homers, wasn't really known as a home run hitter. He hit for average, hit for gap power. He had 20 triples in 1979. And he struck out less than he walked. He walked almost 1,100 times, struck out about 900 times in his career.
Yeah, and one of those guys probably could hit for more power if he wanted to. Wasn't his MO. Just the ball to both gaps down the lines, a lot of doubles. What, he hit 390 one year, didn't he? No, he was flirting with 400 for a long time.
1980. The Royals went to the World Series. He hit .390.
How about that Hall of Fame class? George Brett, Robin Yount, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah. Pretty good. Brett went 1 for 6. That's a 167 lifetime batting average against Jim DeShays.
I own George. Probably 2 warning track fly balls and a line out. See that mural there. Dan Quisenberry. The bushy mustache. What a beauty he was. Passed away a number of years ago.
Brett went 29 for 49 against Ed Figueroa in his career. That's a .592 batting average. 17 for 32 against Jim Abbott. .531 batting average. Almora runs, looped into center, caught. And Albert will be out as no, he made it. Can you believe it? Merrifield made a great catch, but then the throw gets away from Butera, and the Cubs get a big break.
Yeah, and Albert had started to quit on the play. Fortunately, was able to scramble back and keep the inning alive. He's going with the pitch. It's a very difficult read. Some guys will just keep on going at this point, hope that it drops, assuming they're going to be doubled off. Butera comes out, can't handle the short hop, and Albert sneaks in the back door.
Gives Zobrist a chance. See, that should be an error, right? That's a mistake, but will go as something you won't find in your box score. It is raining, by the way, not very hard. A little like not assuming a double play, but inning should have been over. And not that it matters in the big picture, but if you're Jason Hamill, it could matter. And in the end, it will not, as he gets Zobrist. So 3 outs to go in the rain, and it's starting to come down a lot harder now. 3-1 Cubs. Bottom of the ninth, it's Pedro Strop in a save situation. His team leads by 2. David Bodie is now playing third base. Baez over to second.
'47th time for Strop.
Swing and a miss by Brett Phillips, former Brewer. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Just a swinging. Cishek, a spotless inning. Needed just 11 pitches to get 3 outs. Kinsler with the double play got 3 outs on 7 pitches.
Phillips known for having maybe the best outfield arm in the game. As that's a fair ball behind the bag. Strop covering. It goes 3-1. All one to Mondesi. 41 rain delay. That was back in the 4th inning. Only 22 minutes. Fortunately, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bunted foul. Swing and a miss. 2 down. Trying to make it drama free. Cishek 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. Kinsler faced the minimum in the 8th. Strop 2 outs. Nobody on here in the 9th. Escobar takes a strike.
Brewers are idle. Cubs looking to gain half a game. To move a game and a half better than Milwaukee. Cardinals lost their game 2-1 to the Marlins tonight.
Strike 2.
Locked in.
And it is now pouring. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. Cubs win. Singing in the rain. It is really coming down. There is weather in the area.
In the nick of time. Strop comes in and polishes it off in a hurry.
Nice win as the Cubs start this series with a 3-1 victory. And for JD and our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here in Kansas City, Len Casper with your final score. Cubs 3, Royals 1. We're back with you tomorrow at 7 o'clock from KC for Game 2. And coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois post-game live.